everyone. In this video, let's discuss how to write a program to find first palindromic string in the array. Given an array of strings, words, return the first palindromic string in the array. If there is no such string, return an empty string. A string is palindromic if it reads the same forward and backward. Let's take example 1. So here we have array of strings, which is ABC, car, ADA, race car, cool. So in this first palindromic string is ADA. So ABC is not a palindrome, CAR is not a palindrome, ADA is a palindrome. So we have to return the output as ADA. Let's take the second example. Here we have array of strings which is not a palindrome and race car. Here race car is a palindrome, so we have returned race car. The third example, we have two strings DEF and GHI. None of the strings are palindrome, so we have written an empty list. Now let's discuss the logic in detail. Okay. So here we have an array of strings. So let's write the logic for it. First, write the method public. We have written a string. Okay. First palindrome. So here we have to pass array of strings. That is words I'll take. Fine. Now I have to start iterating one element from the array. For that I will be using for each loop because it iterates faster when compared with normal for loop. So for I'm going to take a string. So string s dot words. From the strings array, I'm going to take one element that I'm going to store it in an object called s. Now I have to check whether that particular element is a palindrome or not. For that, if is palindrome, I'm going to call a method called is palindrome. I'm going to check yes is a palindrome or not. If it is a palindrome, directly I'll return yes. Okay. If none of the strings are palindrome, I have to return empty strings. I'll return empty string. That's all. This is the logic of the program. Now we have to check whether the strings are palindrome or not. We have to write one more logic for palindrome. So let's define that. So here I have called a method called public. It has to return true or false. So I'll give boolean. Boolean is palindrome. I'll take string yes. Fine. So to find whether the given string is a palindrome or not, we will be using two-pointer approach. Okay. So here I'll be starting my iteration from the index value 0. So the first string yes contains the word called ABC. I'm going to check whether is by calling the method is palindrome. I'm going to check ABC is a palindrome or not. So here let's take I have to check whether ABC is a palindrome or not. Okay. So what is the logic in this? I'm going to use two-pointer approach. Okay. First I'll be taking int L is equal to 0 and R is equal to s dot length minus 1. Okay. So L is going to point to the first index value and R is going to point to the last index value. Done. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a loop and I'm going to check while low less than high, while L less than R. So just left and right we can consider L less than R. If the condition is true, I'll go inside the while loop. If the condition is false, directly I'll come out of the while loop and then I'll return true. When I'm coming out of the while loop, we can say that it is a palindrome. If you're not coming out of the while loop, it is not a palindrome. So first I'll be checking the character. That is, if the character which is present on the index value 0, that is index value L and the index value R are not equal, we are checking. So s dot character of L not equal to s dot character of R. So if it is not equal, directly we can say that it is not a palindrome. If the condition is false, I'll go to else part. I'll just increment my L value and decrement my R value. That's all. I'll just increment my L value and decrement my R value. That's all. So here we have taken a string ABC. L is pointing to the index value 0. R is going to point to the index value called C. Check L less than R. Yes, L is less than R. 0 less than 2. Condition is true. If the condition is true, the character which is present at L is A. The character which is present at R is C. A and C are not equal. directly you can return false saying that it is not a palindrome. So it will come to this place. I'll write this logic here. So directly I'll come to this place. It is not a palindrome. I'll go for the next word. So the next word is car. I'll go to the index value 1. I'll take the word car. Car will be passed to the method called is palindrome. It will come here. I have to check whether car is a palindrome. Okay. Now what I'm going to check? Low is going to point to the index value 0. R is going to point to the last character. Low less than R, which is L less than R. Yes, condition is true. If the condition is true, I'll go inside character which is present at L and the character which is present at R are not equal. So directly I'll return false saying that it is not a palindrome. So I'll go to this place. Now I'll go for the next iteration. So I value becomes 2. Now I'm going to take a word called ADA. I'm going to see whether it is a palindrome or not. So again I have to call a method called is palindrome. L value is 0, R value is 2. So I'll check the while loop. L less than R, yes, L is less than R. If the condition is true, I'll go inside. I'll check whether the character which is present at L and the character which is present at R are not equal. So A and A. Actually both are equal. So if condition becomes false, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move this character by one step. L will be incremented by one step. Okay. And then R also will be decremented. So let's assume R is going to point to this place. So both are going to point to the same index value. Okay, check the loop again. L less than R, L is 1, R is also 1. 1 less than 1, condition becomes false. I'll come out of the while loop and then I'll return true saying that the word ADA is a palindrome. So I'll return true here. If condition becomes true, return yes. In the object yes, I have a word called ADA that will be returned from this method. So that is the answer saying that ADA is a palindrome and this is the first palindromic word in the given array of strings. Now let's implement it as a program. So first we have to start the iteration. So I'll take a for each loop for string s words. I have to check each and every word is a palindrome or not. For that I'm going to take a method called is palindrome. This is a user defined method. So if the condition is true, I'll return yes, else I'll go for the next iteration. Once after coming out of the for loop, I have to return empty string saying that none of the strings are palindrome. I have called a method called is palindrome. Let's define the method. Public boolean is palindrome. L is equal to 0, R equal to s dot length minus 1. So take a while loop, check the condition while L is less than R. If the condition is true, I have to check whether the element present on the first and the last are not equal. S dot caret of L not equal to S dot caret of R. If the condition is true, I will return false saying that is not a palindrome. Else I will increment my L value and decrement my R value. Finally, I'll return true saying that it is a palindrome. That's all. Let's run the code now. Yes, it passes test cases. Let's submit the code. Yes, it passes all the test cases. That's all.